You can minimize it. Sometimes it's stupid little disappointing. There we go.
Very, very 70s points.
So we're good.
Chips, salad, salsa.
Yeah, about 380 yards, something like that. Drove it close, chipped on. It's some good shots. Wow,
A new Taylor made.
yeah, fuck those things. Sunday, though, right?
Our daughter went first week. My best.
We're trying.
But not today, but I've been on the board of the foundation. I'm the event person that should go to be able to plan an event. I need one more. I say I have seen this in my house. I don't say it's for have spread it. I just don't tell somebody It smells really good. It's a combination of the two of you. This is Nancy. I'm Nancy. So I'm not. These are.
No,
Let me get. That's. Oh my God! I used to see, somebody's already.
thank you. Yes, yes, we have a lot of our stuff is event based convention, but I do have a couple of photographers that are here to talk. Yeah.
And sometimes
Oh, wow, yeah. Nice to meet you too. I'm excited. I'm surprised you didn't send me to Nigeria too.
What's on the what is that the expert? He's going to do a 5-minute presentation next week. Need to zoom late and be able to present during 12:45 before that saying very same way. Right. The weekly link. Yes. Okay. We don't restrict people from sharing their screen. Right. So we're ready for you to share the screen. So I can send the link now. Send the link. Okay. Very good. Well, I'm going to call him on before the meeting, make sure that we're on the same page.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can leave your cell phone.
Right. I have.
Yeah, he should be able to start.
Very good.
Check.
Neither did I until I talked to Kurt.
They sent out an email last
I
night.
know. Same here.
How you doing? What's up, man? What's your name?
Caesar.
Caesar, I'm Austin. Nice to meet you, man. Pictures. Yeah. I always love that I make the pictures.
Right. We're actually taking one today after this.
Yeah. Oh, you doing the photo?
Yeah, well, I got one of my guys coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I always make it on the board, so I love that.
Right there, yeah. I don't know how we're gonna do 75 people in the shop, but we're gonna try our best.
We'll make it work. You just know you have to tell them to shut the fuck up.
Hey, I'm good at that, bro.
Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of chiefs in here.
Oh shit.
You know, executives and business, they're gonna tell you how to do it. So you just tell them, hey, shut the fuck up. You know, and I'll do it for you if you're too.
Please, thank you. I'm gonna point at you like this.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay. Did you get bread?
I'm on my sorry, I'm still Caesar wasn't before. I'm on my summer diet right now. I'm trying to have at least one ab by May. So
I can always work out.
So lettuce is in my life for the next 4 months.
Oh my God, you're such a sweetie. Yeah. Are you guys still? I'm work crazy. I can't keep up. Caesar, I can't. No, I can't keep up with the
What was that? I gotta get up. I'm scared, man.
Don't be scared.
No one can hear the bell.
I'm like, what happened? I gotta get up.
Good afternoon.
Wow.
Thank you, Stu. Happy Groundhog Day and welcome. Our invocation today is by Don Holland.
Thank you. Before we invoke God's blessing, I have a Rotary trivia question. It'll take just a moment. In 1992, a movie starring Kevin Costner was released. The final scene of the movie was a Rotary Club meeting. It was a popular movie. The budget was $25 million and it grossed $411 million. Starring Kevin Costner. Came out in 92. Anybody have any idea? I didn't hear one of those. No. It was The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston. And if you watch it, the very final scene, and it's not just a quick 5 seconds, it goes on for a little bit. Kevin Costner's been shot. That is a Rotary Club meeting, and Rotary is very prominent. So watch that.
I've seen the movie. I didn't see that.
All right. Let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, we humbly come to you today to ask your guidance and your wisdom as we seek to do your will on this earth. Heavenly Father, we know that the rights of all mankind come not from the generosity of government, but from you alone. We cherish our First Amendment to the Constitution, guaranteeing the people the right to freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of the press. Heavenly Father, we are thankful for our guest speaker today, Darcy Spears. Honest and even-handed news is vital to a free society and to sustain government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So we ask that you protect and guide Darcy and all members of the news media to always perform their duties with accuracy, honesty, and the highest integrity to serve the people of our great country. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. That was nice. Thank you, Don, and thank you for that trivia. Our song leader this morning is Susan Ziobro.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to make it easy. God bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge. Our Sergeant at Arms this morning is John Pally. Do we
I
have
have
international visitors today?
I have
We
an
do.
international visitor. Is this on? Is it on?
It is on.
It is on. I have my grandson Jason from Zurich, from Switzerland. You want to say a couple of words? Why are you here? Why are you here?
So I'm here. He's gonna be 72, I think, and we'll just celebrate his birthday all together. So yeah.
He's still lying about his age.
Pictures. You want to put-
Do we have any visiting Rotarians today?
Anybody? Don't
Have-
all stand up at once.
How about guests of Rotarians?
Hi there, I have as my guest Chris Anderson. He's the Government Affairs Specialist and Consultant. And just want to check out Rotary. Give him a warm welcome.
Welcome.
By the way, happy birthday, Bob.
Do we have any guests? Oh, we have one more guest, Rotarians. Janice.
Hello, everyone. I want to introduce Caesar with LV Photo. Yes, I'm doing another plug. He is doing our group photo complimentary for us today. We need everyone to not dilly-dally. When we get done at 1:30, we need everybody to go outside. You're going to go to the right on the flamingo side. It takes a little while to line everyone up and get them in position. So if everybody can move quickly, we would really appreciate it. And Caesar does our photo booth for our holiday party. He is going to be our photographer, possibly, and videographer. Did we talk about that? For the centennial. And we appreciate your partnership very much. Where are you?
We lucked out with the weather today. It's not cold and windy, so we can get set up outside. But so everybody, please hustle out there and line up.
Hi, our guest today is Diana Anderson. She's president of the Assistance League and a friend of mine from the Assistance League, and she'll be introduced again later.
Thank you. Anybody else, John? I'd like to introduce the head table. We have our speaker, Darcy Spears, who will be introduced more fully in a few minutes. Keen Bauman is her guest from Channel 13. Sarah Thornton, Diana Anderson, you just met. and Kathy Mann. Take a picture real quick.
How many Rotary clubs have mandatory $20 fines for phones ringing during the meetings? I've heard that a lot. Just that I'm just
$20?
just saying.
John, we don't do $20 fines.
Well, no, people actually pay it, not hypothetical.
I would like everybody's indulgence today. We had a lot of last minute reservations and we're way over what we guaranteed Lowry's. So they're really hustling to try and get our lunch today and set up extra tables. So please be extra kind to them today. Announcements. Jackie Thornhill, I would like to ask your thoughts and prayers for her. She lost her mother last Friday. She is here today and has a good announcement for us.
Thank you, President Katie. I appreciate it. Good news for everyone. The Centennial Celebration book is ready to be shipped. So those of you that did pre-orders, they will be shipped directly to you from the publisher. And another couple of hundred or so will be up there for anyone that wants to continue to order through the book, through the link, I should say. The rest of them are going to be shipped down here. And I think Katie has a request for the other 800 that's coming our way.
I got an email this morning. I was planning on putting them in an empty garage, and the email this morning was talking about a loading dock and a pallet lift, which I don't happen to have. So if there's anybody that has empty warehouse space or someplace we can stash these, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll just figure out a way to deal with it. So next week is our Valentine's luncheon. So if you would like to bring your spouse or significant other, we're having prime rib. And you need to make a reservation ahead of time because twice this many people will not fit in this room. So please let us know, but we look forward to that. Melanie Muldowney. I saw her. I don't know where she is. There she is.
Hello, everyone. We have a new member orientation next Tuesday, February 7th. It is at my dad, Tom Probe's house at 6 o'clock. The new members will be orientated and hopefully older members can come and give your wisdom of Rotary membership. Thank you.
Thanks, Melanie. Marie Walsh has an announcement.
Thank you, President Katie. All right, we're coming into reading week, and it is from February the 22nd, 27th to March the 3rd. Some people have already signed up. We would really appreciate if you would give like half hour or an hour to our kids at the schools. It would be really appreciated. Thank you.
Marie, do we have to have the youth protection training to do that?
I don't know that either. I don't know. Where's Tony?
Tony? Marie just made an announcement about reading week. I don't know if everybody heard it. Okay, thank you. We do not have to have the youth protection training to go to that.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So everybody please sign up. It's really a fun thing to do. Jim Tucker. Super Bowl board.
Okay, I'm going to run my program, which is a randomizer. And what I'm going to do is run it, and we'll give all the numbers for the different quarters. No, I'm already over here. You gotta plug them into yours.
This is to pick the squares you bought for the Super Bowl board.
Anyway, Randy and Jim Hunt will be adding the numbers to the board, and I will send a copy of it, which will be emailed to all members. So there you go, guys. Oh, hold on. Would you give me a number between 1 and 10? Okay, that's the number we're gonna use. Right? Not yet, not yet, not yet. It's gotta iterate through 8 sessions.
Involved in this?
What are you
No.
doing, Jim?
You want me to add it to the board? I can't see those numbers from back.
Oh, got it, got it, got it.
So if you want to take a picture of that screen, yeah, you'll get it. Yep.
I'm gonna add it to the board, but I can't see it.
So you can see it's already gone through the 8s. Yep.
And you're going to email that out to everybody, correct? Okay. John, would you give the mic to Stu for a second, please?
Hi, we made a couple announcements about Reading Week, but I just want to tell you, turn to the back page of your wheel. You'll find a couple QR codes there. You can use your phone right now, or when you go home, take this, and you can sign up for either Beckley or Hollingsworth using your phone or your computer. So please consider doing it. It's one of the important ways we show the school that we're here to help them.
Thank you, Stu. David Jones, 25 Club.
Thank you, President Katie. Tonight, 25 Club, 6 o'clock. Where's Nancy? Nancy Anderson is our hostess. I'm sorry. Thank you. Hostess. Enchilada. She's made enchiladas, chicken enchiladas, beef something, all kinds of stuff. I will be drinking the virgin margaritas, so I won't get the best part of the evening because, as I understand it, she's got $300+ a bottle tequila for the margaritas. Is that right? Something like that. So for those that haven't signed up, if you want the good stuff, you got to come for the margaritas. All of mine goes to you because I'll be drinking the virgin ones. But you're welcome. Tonight, 6 o'clock, Nancy Anderson's house. We've got Jim Hunt will be doing our historical highlights from the 1920s to the 1940s. And then Carrie Gross is going to do our educational portion for about 20-25 minutes. The program itself will be less than an hour. So from 6, we'll be out of there by 7:30 easy, unless you want to hang out and enjoy more of the tequila. Address and location, and it's not on the screen. Oh, well, hang on. It's in the wheel. I think it's in the wheel. Gate code 87. Oh, page 7. Page 7.
And please let either David or Nancy know you're coming.
What's the code?
The gate code is pound 1776. And if you can't remember that, you're in trouble.
Yeah, we got it on video. We got her.
Greg McGuire.
You're talking about the centennial, right?
Yeah, John, I am. But first, I just wanted to say we have a great speaker here today, 20 Emmy Awards. I know some of you may understand she's an investigative reporter. I'll be leading a pack out the back door at the end of the lunch. If you're at all worried about your past, just Chris, just follow me, okay?
No, you're going out the front door and have your picture taken.
Oh yeah, evidence. Centennial's coming up, Gala. It's less than 60 days away. Janice, are we ready? Yes, we're going to be ready. We just, Sidra, thank you for confirming Nate Tannenbaum as our MC. He's going to be awesome for Channel 8. Sorry, Channel 13. We still have room for sponsorships. Tickets are now $200 that went up on February 1st. We had our large number of big rush of people locking in their tickets for $175. We still need help on the committee. If you're interested in helping out, just reach out to me or Janice or anybody on the committee. Happy to do that. It's going to be an awesome night. We got a live band. You don't have to listen to Greg, the DJ, on this one. This is all about, yay! Yeah. Anything else, Janice? We're good, right? Let's do it. Let's get out there. Save the date, April 1st at the 5th Street School. It's going to be awesome.
All right.
Okay, next week on February 8th, we have an opportunity to see in action our Centennial Project at the Smith Center. There's a production of Kodo. It's one of the productions for the kids. It's at 10:30 in the morning. They have asked us for 4 to 6 volunteers. So if you'd like to volunteer for that, let me know. The volunteers need to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're going to help with the doors, getting the kids in to Reynolds Hall. We also have availability for a maximum of 14 more people to attend this celebration or this performance. So if you're interested, please let either Sean or myself know, because we have to submit the names in advance. But this will be a fabulous opportunity to get to see what we're doing there. So put that on your calendar. We have a birthday table today.
Woohoo! All right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm just excited.
What's so
Okay,
exciting
Bob.
What's exciting about getting old? I'm Bob Warner. I was born and raised in Zurich, Switzerland. I immigrated to this country in 1960. I was seeking my fortune and I'm still working on it. Anyway, I got my whole family coming from Ohio, Switzerland, Portland, Oregon, all over the place to celebrate my 82nd birthday. If I had known I was going to get this old, I would have been taking care of myself better. But as it is, I'm in pretty good shape and been in this club 39 years this year. And it's been a fabulous club. We learned a lot of stuff and we did a lot of stuff together. So been on the board several times and my claim to fame is I was president of the foundation. Yeah, that was great. Anyways, enjoy. My Petey from.
Yeah, I'm Pete Samolis. I'm an immigrant that came to the United States in 1950 through Ellis Island, Grand Central Station, Chicago. I'm happy to be here. I've been with this club for over 30 years. It's nice to see all these young people joining our group and help our community. Oh, I was born in Kaunas, Lithuania.
My name is John, Nevada Wheelchair Foundation. Grew up in San Diego. Lucky enough, before I lost my voice, I was a traffic reporter for 8 years. San Diego, 9 radio stations, contractor, worked for my brother for 32 years, the #1 classic car collector in the world at one time. Doing the Wheelchair Foundation, had a radio show before I lost my voice, 14 years. If his voice is going to kill me. And just want to say thank you to the Rotary. Thank you for Paul, donated thousands of dollars to hang a fence 2 weeks ago in the Crows. Is she here? Carrie? Yeah. And she donated space for the wheelchairs. We're going to need them. I just talked to Rick Harris Law Firm. It's buying 600 more wheelchairs. the Inglesteads. I'm going to get into the kids' wheelchairs, the small Kenga cerebral palsy chairs. They're very expensive, $2,000, $2,500 each one. I'm going to get a bunch of them. So got to thank my Rotary A team. You guys put on your seatbelts because we're going to rock pretty soon. Thank you.
All right, my name is John Pally, and I will be 55 years young on February 15th. I try to act closer to 25 as much as possible. Let's say I've been in this Rotary Club for about a year and a half. Rotary in overall 14 years. Super excited to be on the upcoming board for this awesome club. And I don't know, that's about all I have to say. Who other birthdays? Any other birthdays got scattered about?
Steve Casey's not here. Jason Buckley, I don't believe is here. Ryan Hamilton's not here. Bill Steffen's not here. Bovin's not here. So it's not Paul Maffey's birthday.
These guys should be fine.
I see a
for
couple
being
extra people
imposters.
sitting at the birthday table.
Good eye, President Katie. Yes.
You know, and nothing gets by me much. Okay, Susan, you're going to sing happy birthday to the birthday table? There you are.
Well, gentlemen, here you go. You're getting your personal birthday song. Everybody join in. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you and many more. Congratulations.
Just like Marilyn Monroe. Okay, we have a presentation today. Tony, you want to do the presentation for Assistance League? The grant? We have the check for Operation School Bell.
Thank you.
Fellow Rotarians, the Community Grants Committee each month provides, thank you. Each month, the Community Grants Committee has been providing grants awarded to different nonprofits. Thanks to Tom and Leslie Thomas, we also have funds from Tom and Leslie Thomas for their giving each month. And for the month of February, it is the Assistance League for their Operation School Bell. And I'd like to award it to you, Diana Anderson, if you'd like to tell us what the program is.
Okay, great. Thank you. And thank you to having Kathy here with me today, one of your members as well. I would like to share a little bit. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me and congratulations on 100 years. We've not even met half that yet so far at Assistance League. I actually had the pleasure of being a Rotarian when I lived in Michigan for about 2.5 years. And so I have a great appreciation for all that you do. For almost 50 years, Assistance League of Las Vegas has been serving children and adults right here in Southern Nevada. We are a 100% members who volunteer organization. And we are a nonprofit, of course, and we have about 400 members now and counting. Assistance League was recently honored with 3 Best of Las Vegas Gold Awards. Best Thrift Shop, and if men or women, if you haven't been to our thrift shop, you've got to go there. Best Place to Volunteer, and Best Nonprofit. Because we're all members who volunteer, we're proud to say that every dollar, including yours, donated to Assistance League goes directly to support all of our community programs, of which there are many. Now that's huge because it's very unusual in the nonprofit world to have all volunteers. Our members are the heart of everything we do, and they are what makes our mission happen. But I'm here to talk about Operation School Bell in honor of your donation that you provided us. This is our signature program, and some of you may have heard of it. We've been providing new school clothing for students here in the Valley since 1978. The student or parent needs only to reach out to their counselor and arrange for the student to be provided clothing. We clothe approximately 8,000 students in the Clark County District every year. Imagine if you're a child and don't know what you're going to wear to school, or don't have a jacket, for example, to wear, or shoes, or you have to share a toothbrush with your brother or sister. We work with school counselors to identify the students, and then they have the opportunity to come shop at our Operation School Bell. It's really set up, it's like walking into Target or Walmart or any retail store as such. And then they get to select and clothes. They're paired with a member, who this member goes around with them. They get to pick their own clothes. Many of these kids have never gone shopping before, let alone got to pick out their own clothes. So they receive one-on-one attention, which we all know is incredible. They get pants, shirts, a hoodie, a jacket, socks, underwear, shoes, as well as hygiene products, a backpack, and they get to pick out their own book. We have had several managers of companies. We've had a number of counselors that have come back that said to us, I was an Operation School Bell kid. So I didn't think I was going to get emotional, but I see that they take it as a hand up, not a handout. Because research shows us that clothing increases student incentives for attendance and high academic performance. So we thank you for your generous donation to Operation School Bell. It's donations such as yours, our local Rotarians, that we are able to provide for so many children. Thank you.
John.
No.
Tucker?
Let me know.
Diana, that is a great program. I got a tour last year and it was phenomenal. And it's a lot like our Santa Claus program, which is our signature program. So, you know what? That's a great idea. Okay, I'd like to take a minute to thank everybody for setting up the meeting today. Kathy Mahan and Bob Warner were here to set up. Antoinette Monroe and Deb Howard were greeters. Marie Walsh for ticket sales. Our scribe, Jason Federico. Our photographer, past President Jim Tucker. Austin Wyrick for doing the AV. Susan Ziobro and Michael Williams for cleaning up afterwards. So thank you all. We have about 10 minutes, I think, to enjoy some fellowship before we do the drawing and the speaker. So enjoy. Okay, before we do the drawing, Michael Williams just handed me a note that he's going to be appearing on the Ed Bernstein show this Sunday that they just taped yesterday, talking about Rotary and his trip to Armenia. So if you're watching on Sunday, please watch for Michael. The drawing today, the pot last week was $3,252 before what we contributed today. The ticket to draw the Joker is 4652148. Anybody? Somebody in the back? Jackie? Rose? Again? How many tickets do you buy?
I buy enough. I only won once in 15 years.
Okay, 148.
I didn't get it this time. I didn't get it. Oh, we ripped it. Yeah, right? Yeah, okay.
There's your $10. Okay, thank you. And for $50 in Lowry bucks, the number is 4652421. Randy. There you go. Okay. And for the gala ticket that was donated by Tom Thomas, the number is 4652273. Anybody? 2273. John. Okay. Very good. I don't have the ticket for you, but we'll have your picture. So there you go. Thank you. All right. I would now like to have Sarah Thornton come up and introduce our speaker today.
Thank you, President Katie. Hello, fellow Rotarians and honored guests. I am so excited and honored to be able to introduce our speaker here today. You have her bio in the wheel, and I think everyone here knows who Darcy is. So many Emmys she can't count, and inducted to the Nevada Broadcasters Hall of Fame just a few months ago. But you may not know that she also is a lovely, kind, smart, wonderful person who cares about our community and really lives the Rotary four-way test without even knowing it. I'll tell you about it later. Cares about her family, cares about our community, and cares about speaking up for those who can't speak for themselves. So without further ado, it is my honor to welcome Darcy Spears.
All right, I was told to keep this really close to my face, so hopefully no lipstick rubs off. Thank you all so very much for having me. Sarah, thank you for inviting me. I'm here as half of an investigative team with investigative producer Keen Bauman, who is my right hand / arm at Channel 13. We are the 13 investigators, essentially. Small but mighty. I wanted to talk to you guys today kind of in the theme of celebration, 100 years of the Rotary Club. Not that I've been here for 100 years, but I'd look really good if that was the case. I came to Las Vegas fresh out of graduate school and an internship in Chicago. I went to UC Berkeley undergrad, Northwestern University for my master's degree, did a brief internship at CBS in Chicago. Knew investigative reporting was the only thing I ever wanted to do. I came here, got my first job, and that was 1995. Back then, in 95, it was a time where we could do hidden camera investigations without the fear of being sued. We could actually get government officials to talk with us on camera to answer questions in a spontaneous way, as opposed to, we choose not to comment, send us your questions by email, and we'll decide what we're going to say. That's the world that we live in now. Our access has become so severely limited over time. It's kind of depressing. It doesn't stop me from calling people out every time they try to dodge sitting down to talk to me on camera. I guess I should wear that as a badge, maybe a little bit. Needless to say, we always want to get every single side of the story, and when they won't sit down and tell it, well, I guess there's a reason for that. So let's go back in time a little bit to 1999, when I began reporting at that time, which was the biggest and boldest investigation of my early career, and that was the El Rancho Hotel and Casino. Some of you in this room may remember when it stood as the biggest eyesore on the Las Vegas Strip. I got it torn down, and my investigation is now basically El Rancho's Wikipedia entry. So I'm going to read you a little bit of that so you can get a little bit of history, and then I'll play you a clip that we have where you'll see me looking very young and wearing glasses because I was 2 weeks away from having LASIK eye surgery and had to take my contacts out so that my corneas could do whatever they were going to do before getting sliced. So in the years that El Rancho sat vacant, it had come to be widely considered the city's worst eyesore. I was granted exclusive access to the El Rancho after being invited by two unnamed workers. These guys were security guards that worked the graveyard shift, protecting a vacant property that was nothing but a series of hazards and a place for homeless people and vagrants and crime. And they let us come in there in the dead of night. They wouldn't let me bring a bodyguard. I asked and they said no. So I was like, that was kind of scary, but at least I had a couple photographers with me. Unfortunately, there was a mafia connection with the El Rancho, which I think about a lot because one of the two security guards who let us in there disappeared and was never heard from again, quite literally. So weird, scary, don't know what happened to him. In addition to what happened to that guy, we were able to expose asbestos, exposed wiring throughout the buildings, corroding chemicals covering floors. Rats and bugs were the primary inhabitants, as well as homeless people, a lot of drug use activity. While most of the structures were decomposing, there was another section of the El Rancho that was found to have been renovated with working slot machines, which had been lent to the owners by Bally Gaming 3 years earlier to showcase for potential investors for the Countryland USA project. That was a scam, an investment scam, an international investment scam. After our investigation aired, the property's owners were fined for health and safety violations by local building and fire departments, as well as OSHA. The company behind it was investigated by the FBI and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for alleged stock scams and investor fraud. Austin, let's show the end of all of our labors, which was the implosion of El Rancho. And Turnberry bought it.
Even though it was an eyesore in its final years, we all
Look at young Nina.
Mystery investigator Darcy Spears has been exposing the El Rancho
I know, right?
for more than a year now. She joins us live to take a
I was a baby.
final look back at the last Las Vegas mystery. Darcy? Nina, for 8 years, El Rancho sat.
I promise you there's sound.
Literally decaying before our eyes. But when we were in
I could talk at you while they're figuring that out, because I know that's what. So of course, one of the reasons we were able to have the impact that we were able to have is because the government officials that were supposed to be overseeing this property and doing inspections, they actually agreed to sit down in a room with me. I will never forget this because it's probably the last time it happened. I was in a room in the county building with officials from a bunch of different agencies, from building and safety, a county commissioner. They allowed us to videotape that meeting, and we were able to use it in our series. And in the process, they actually admitted all of the hazards that they'd missed, the failure to inspect. There was a lot of rumor going around at that time that they were being
Even though it was an
paid
eyesore
off
in
to not
final
look. Wait,
years,
I
we
hear
all know
Nina.
the El Rancho has a long history behind it. News 3 investigator Darcy Spears has been exposing the El Rancho's secrets for more than a year now. She joins us live to take a final look back at the last Las Vegas mystery. Darcy?
Nina, for 8 years, El Rancho sat silent, shrouded in mystery, literally decaying before our eyes. But when we were invited in to give you the only look anyone's ever had of the conditions disguised behind El Rancho's closed doors, our investigation set off the chain of events leading up to tonight's implosion. Turning back the pages of Las Vegas history brings us to 1952, the year the Thunderbird went up here. The Silverbird took over in 1976, and in 1982, the place became El Rancho, a name that had a short and unremarkable history as it closed just 9 years after opening. Now, demolition crews ready El Rancho for its swan song.
At the beginning, we were hoping for some kind of renovation to make it an effective competitor upon the Strip. But at this point, it's all the better that it's going down.
All the better because of what our investigation exposed. Health and safety concerns over a property in decay, gone unnoticed by county leaders, concealed behind closed doors until our investigation shed the light leading up to the impending implosion. We also exposed allegations of investor fraud at worst, broken promises at best, when the future home of Countryland never came to be.
I think that there was a lot, there was a lot of muddy waters within the company that owned it.
Turnberry's Sofer family sealed El Rancho's fate when they bought the dilapidated property to preserve the $1 million view for Turnberry's elite tenants.
It's only going to improve this neighborhood, and we feel that there's going to a lot that's going to start to happen down at the center of the Strip.
But before anything can happen, El Rancho must go down. And the county cautions the price of this progress comes with a price tag in the form of demolition-sized dust.
You don't want to be downwind of it. You want to wear a mask if you're there and want to wear something over your eyes, not get it in your eyes.
But construction crews have a few tricks up their sleeves. Remember the casino we first showed you in our expose? It's been converted. Though now it's nothing more than a shell, it's left standing as a giant dust catcher to safeguard the Strip.
Demolition is perhaps the most dangerous part, if you will, of the construction process, because whatever goes up comes down.
As El Rancho's longtime next-door neighbor, Algiers owner Larry Keifer has waited a long time for this.
Tourists don't want to walk past that property. They actually cross over to the other side of the street. It's dark, it's dreary, it's unsafe, and I think that this will have a major impact on the north end of the Strip. So I think we're all excited about it coming down.
What were once back buildings filled with vagrants are now just piles of dust and debris. The pool area, previously populated by roaches and spiders, a dirt lot, sitting in the shadow of the El Rancho Tower, which will itself soon be just a memory. But El Rancho's brief life on the Las Vegas Strip will be forever preserved by this memorabilia in the Casino Hall of Fame. As for now, the lights are out, the guts are gone, and it's all over but the boom. Tourists already look toward the future.
I'll probably put another hotel, another beautiful hotel, because this is what it is. Las Vegas is all about on the Strip.
Las Vegas is also all about implosions, and we will bring you the latest one as we watch El Rancho go down at 2:30 a.m. I'll be here, and I hope you'll all join me from your living rooms as we close out this chapter of Las Vegas history. Reporting live, I'm Darcy Spears. Jim and Nina, back to you.
All right, Darcy, you don't need to head down to the Strip to catch the implosion, however.
The Strip looks a heck of a lot different, but I look the same, right? Like I have not changed at all. I can't remember the last time I worked at 2:30 in the morning. That was before I had children, when like I would just go anywhere and do anything for my job. Now, you know, family first. In any case, so that property basically sat vacant and shuttered for 8 years, and it was just a few months after our investigation that everything changed. Turnberry stepped in, bought it, knocked down. So that was a way that we were able to have real impact. And part of it was all of the people who were willing to participate, admit that they had failed, acknowledge what we'd exposed, and take action based on it. We'll move on to my second piece from the past. Part of the power of the press, bringing power to the people. They can range from simply telling people stories to helping change state law. What we're going to show you here in a second is one of my early stories about a different form of government, one that many of you probably have experienced, homeowners associations. I've done HOA Hall of Shame stories from back when I was at Channel 3, and since I've been at Channel 13 since 2007, we did a bazillion more of those because it affects everybody every day right where they live. The story that I'm going to show you and a series of others that I did on homeowner associations led to a lot of really important changes to Nevada Revised Statute NRS 16, governing common interest communities and increasing homeowners' rights cemented into state law. Go, Austin.
You're watching Southern Nevada's #1 choice for news. This is News 3 Nightside.
It's almost impossible to buy a home in Nevada these days without buying into a homeowners association. There are well over 1,000 associations in the state. They operate as mini governments that govern themselves, often controlling what you do with your own home. But News 3 investigator Darcy Spears found one neighborhood where residents are bringing power back to the people.
Your home,
It's our biggest investment that we make.
financially and emotionally.
Home ownership is something that all Americans really strive for, and their home is really their sanctuary.
Homeowners associations are supposed to safeguard those sanctuaries, protecting property value by imposing rules and regulations every homeowner agrees to in writing when they buy their home. But these folks say their association takes enforcement of the rules too far, outweighing any sense of community, rendering their sanctuaries anything but sacred.
Me, quite frankly, sometimes when I come home, I'm afraid to go to my mailbox.
Afraid to find fines imposed by an over-aggressive association.
Homeowners are being issued citations for weeds. And when they call to find out, well, you know, what is the standard for weeds? They don't have a standard.
So dinner table discussions around here have turned to talk about what's become of their community.
It feels too technical.
And what to do about it.
We're tired of feeling like that we live in a prison.
Scott Prisby led the charge, taking this petition around the neighborhood to demand that the entire association board resign.
We have a petition that we had 33 signatures on it out of 52. So the majority of the homeowners are tired of it. We're tired of the dictatorship and them telling us how to live our lives. And we want to go back to getting control of our community.
But instead of gracefully giving back that control after Prisby's successful petition drive, things with the board got nasty. Listen to this. Prisby and at least 8 other families in Northridge Estates are Mormon. Caller ID traces that message left on his answering machine to this man, the husband of one of the board members. It was the last straw, and it led to this.
I was not entitled. Why would you be ashamed of anything?
A special meeting called to vote board members out after they ignored the community's petition. Our camera kept out, despite the homeowners' wishes.
Being on a board of directors is a thankless job, but requires a lot of time and effort to do the job.
Steve Urbanetti is often the last line of defense, since homeowners aren't often as organized as this group. Urbanetti works in the Nevada Real Estate Division's Ombudsman's Office, which gets more than 1,000 calls a day. They can help resolve homeowners' disputes with their associations, but their decisions are not binding.
There's no state that has the authority to investigate or intervene to resolve homeowner association disputes.
So what's a homeowner to do? Take a look around Northridge Estates. The for sale signs tell their story. As for those yet to be homeowners in the nation's fastest growing city, local radio show Homeowner's Voice says they have the only immediate answer, and their answer is being broadcast across the country.
This is a moral decision to put the word out to don't come to Nevada and buy a home on an association.
Darcy Spears, News 3 investigators.
By just one vote, the Northridge Estates homeowners kicked their board out, but it wasn't easy. The board said that many at the meeting owed fines and dues and they weren't eligible to vote. So those homeowners banded together once again, shelling out cash on the spot to pay for their neighbors so their voices could be heard. Sources in the real estate division call current homeowner association law a Band-Aid on an open wound. The legislature is considering at least 8 new laws aimed at bringing power back to the people. One of those would establish a review board with enforcement powers to hear homeowner association disputes.
A lot of people out there right now cheering for their.
And we did get a lot of new protections put into state law as a result of that. Homeowner associations can be great and help us preserve our property values, but there's a lot of people on a lot of boards that are on power trips and unfortunately wield that over their neighbors in a less than savory way. I was gonna show you 2 more, but I want to have time for questions. So we'll do one more story. You know, I'm all about the video. That's what we do in TV as opposed to standing here talking at you. This brings us a lot closer to the present for an investigation that I did that Keen was mostly in charge of into the adult guardianship system here in the state of Nevada. The guardianship system, if the courts determine that you, in their eyes, are unable to take care of yourself, they can appoint someone that can basically step in and take over every aspect of your life, your home, your money, your accounts, your medical decisions, everything like that. It's incredibly frightening. It was also rife with corruption. This, I want to say, is probably the last big investigation that yielded really substantial results. We did this beginning in 2015. Back then, we were still able to interview judges on camera. Doesn't happen anymore. The Nevada Supreme Court established a blue ribbon commission that led to several new laws to protect those declared wards of the state. And what we exposed is essentially a guardianship crime syndicate resulted in indictments and prison sentences for abuse of guardians. The ringleader that we really focused on here in Nevada, a woman whose name is April Parks, is still behind bars today.
The story you're about to see will make you sad. It will make you feel scared and helpless, and it could happen to anyone. It is a family tragedy where an elderly couple is yanked from their home. Their daughter is left in the dark, and the person put in charge by Clark County admits to serious mistakes uncovered by Contact 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears.
It can happen in the blink of an eye.
I could not be less happy.
Life as you know it changed forever.
Did you feel like you and your wife were kidnapped out of your own home?
We were kidnapped and raped. Both.
Maybe not literally, but Rudy and Rennie North feel like they were violated, stripped of the life they were living together for 60 years. He cared for her through cancer and claims they were doing just fine until a knock on their door in the fall of 2013.
So I opened the door and they said that they were officers of the court.
Rudy says the officers gave the couple 3 options.
1, we call the police. 2, we have you go to a psychiatric ward.
Choice 3, an assisted living facility. The people who came for Rudy and Rennie were private professional guardian April Parks and a member of her staff.
Mr. and Mrs. North were not in a good situation when we initially got the guardianship. There were lots of concerns about what was going on with them health-wise.
Park says a hospice company referred the couple to her out of concern that they could no longer care for themselves.
Were they allowed to given the choice to stay in their home?
At that time, they were not.
And they've never been allowed to go back home. Park says threats of police and jail never came up, but
Psychiatric ward probably came up.
frightened and worried about being separated, the couple went with Parks to Lakeview Terrace Senior Home. Their only daughter, Julie, had no idea they'd been taken.
Who believes they're going to get taken out of their home?
Julie eventually tracked them down. She took this video in January 2014.
Oh, I felt like I was being arrested, like I was kidnapped out of my house. I wasn't even fully dressed.
Court records show Rudy and Rennie were deemed incompetent by a pain management specialist and a physician's assistant. April Parks used those evaluations to gain temporary guardianship, which the court has since made permanent.
In the court record, Parks also calls their only daughter, Julie, a reported drug addict who has no contact with her parents. Both say that's a lie, and there's no evidence to back it up.
They defame your family. They do that in case after case after case.
In the North's case, we discovered mistakes, overbilling, and double dipping.
Should it take Contact 13 to be the one that's finding this stuff and asking these questions?
No, ma'am, it shouldn't.
That's scary when you're in charge of someone else's life and money.
Yes, I'm
This
not happy.
shouldn't be happening.
I agree with you.
Shockingly, Parks sold a bunch of Rudy and Rennie's belongings through an estate sale company who made $4,150, but she only got $923, which went into the North's account. Court records show Parks said it wasn't worth the legal effort to pursue the other $3,200.
But why would that ever be the
Well,
determination?
I'm
This
not,
is someone else's money.
you're right.
She says they're going to pursue it now. Contact 13 also uncovered double dipping. Rudy and Rennie were charged $780 each for court filings and travel time to court on the same days in 2013.
That's over $1,500
You're absolutely
to
right.
this couple,
You're absolutely right.
who you're
And
saying doesn't
we-
have enough money already.
We will happily reverse those charges out.
How about $108 Parks charged Rennie to buy her a pair of stretch pants?
Does $108 for stretch pants seem
No, it doesn't.
reasonable?
And I'm happy to reverse that.
So far, Parks and her lawyer have charged the couple more than $25,000 in fees, plus almost $50,000 has been spent for the couple's room and board and medical expenses. Parks says this is the first time she's hearing Rudy and Rennie are unhappy and want out.
I was dealing in fear because, again, I didn't know that. I thought Nazi Germany was done in 1946. I didn't know it still existed in America.
April Parks also told us that guardians are officers of the court, but the court says that's not true. The North family is scheduled to bring their case back to court later this month as they fight to reunite and end the guardianship. We will be following that case. Darcy Spears, Channel 13, Action News.
So pleased to say that April Parks, who, if anybody's a Harry Potter fan in here, I call her Dolores Umbridge. That was my nickname for her. But she was scamming people all across Southern Nevada. She's the one who's still in prison. She took too much money from too many people and destroyed too many lives. And then I'm very pleased to have been a part of getting her out of that racket. Rudy and Rennie were subsequently freed from guardianship. They won a substantial civil judgment, $8 million, as a matter of fact, that I don't imagine they ever saw because, you know, April and her husband both went to jail. But a lot of changes, we were able to free some other people from guardianships that we did other stories on and really get the word out, let people know, not only, you know, by changing laws, but also by informing people to, like, when you write a will or a living trust, put something in there that says, if I am ever found in need of a guardian, I name this and such person as my guardian. And that helps protect you from some random pain management doctor deciding you're incompetent, the court going, okay, and giving away your life to whoever the court sees fit. So I was going to show you guys a piece that we did on the Animal Foundation, but I will definitely run out of time for questions if I do that. We have That's another recent story that we're doing, but it's one of frustration. And I've talked to Sarah about this so many times. The Animal Foundation is the only shelter for all of Las Vegas, Clark County, and North Las Vegas. 3 jurisdictions, 1 shelter, totally mismanaged, employees leaving in droves, animals are suffering. Our local officials know about it, not only, except with the exception of Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, God bless her, because she is doing everything she can to change this. Every other member of that city council, county commission, they won't talk to me. They won't address this. We've pointed out everything we possibly can in terms of corruption, collusion, mismanagement, and animal suffering, and they won't do jack about it because they don't have an alternative. There's nothing else to do with the animals, nowhere else to put them. So that's one way that power of the press has eroded a little bit over time, especially if governments kind of paint themselves into a corner, sign contracts that give a ton of power to a private organization, don't retain any oversight, don't have a seat on the board, and then find themselves, with their heads up their you-know-whats because there's nothing that they can do. So with that, let me open it up to any questions that you all might have.
All right. So she was talking about heads up their butts. Who wants to go first?
I have,
Highly appropriate.
I just wanted to clarify something. The El Rancho that you reported on was not the original El Rancho. It was the one that was built where the Thunderbird used to be, for those of us that are old enough to remember. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the history. Yes.
Thank you for coming and speaking to us, and thank you for being an investigative reporter. So, I asked this question with humility and respect. And I really, truly want your opinion. So, you as an investigative reporter are seeking the truth. Number one on the Rotary 4-way test is it the truth? And there's been a lot of articles in a number of areas of the press, and I will say notably the Washington Post 2 days ago on the 30th that was reported on in the editorial page of the Wall Street Journal this morning, where there was this discussion of how journalism schools and journalists can build trust in the community by not being objective, because being objective, and I won't go through the whole litany, but it's basically was white men that just declared what objectivity was, and then it devolves into is the truth is relative anyways. So, and this is what's happening in some journalism schools.
That didn't happen in my journalism school. I can tell you that, but I do understand in the current climate that we live in, the truth has taken on a different term, because what's my truth isn't necessarily your truth. And there are media outlets that lean in one direction or another and that tell stories in a certain way or from a certain perspective. I am very blessed to not work for any of the companies that do that. There are other media ownership groups that kind of force an agenda on their staff. The EW Scripps Company is not one of those companies. But the truth landscape has changed quite a bit. I will never bend to that. I won't work for a company that tells you, well, you have to report like this, or you can't tell that person's story for this reason, or you have to tell it from this perspective. I don't think that there's any benefit to that other than one sliver or other of the population deciding that, okay, that's my news outlet because they're telling my truth. They're telling my story. In my mind, there's no such thing. There are facts and there is what is, and we always strive to get to that. Sometimes it's hard to ferret it out because the people who have the knowledge won't talk to us, won't help us, try to hide, won't participate. But I certainly don't see any benefit in doing anything other than seeking out what the facts support.
Thank you again for being here. We are on the street. If we see something, what type of thing would you like to get a heads up on to follow up on a possible investigation?
See something, say something is one of the things we say at KTNV Channel 13. We do such a wide variety of topics that, anything that seems amiss or that someone has been victimized by, whether it's a scam or a fraud. I personally try to do the larger scale investigations, whether it's taxpayer waste, government malfeasance, medical malpractice, large-scale animal welfare issues, a problem with judges and the courts. But one thing that we always need from our tipsters is proof. We need documentation of some sort, a paper trail, video on the cell phone, text messages, emails, and people willing to go on camera to put their voice behind their experience and say, I know this and here's how, and this happened to me, or I worked at this place and this is what happened and here's how I can show you with this internal email trail exactly what the managers knew and when they knew it and how they brushed it under the rug. So coming to us with that kind of proof is few and far between. Seeing something and go, hey, I think that's wrong, I'm going to call Channel 13 and this needs to, be investigated. It's a good start, but we always need, anytime you see something that you feel is investigative worthy, kind of has to come with a package of proof and people on camera because we're TV.
First, I want to make sure that you are going to keep on your investigating reporting. And I just want you to know that I own 3 shops in that El Rancho from the day they open until they close.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're a part of history here too. I'm sorry I got it knocked
sure
down, but
am. And I did follow your story on the El Rancho all the way through.
Oh, it's so nice to know.
Yeah. But it was the second El Rancho, not the first one. Okay, well, I want to thank you for that.
Thank you
for
so very
sticking with
much.
us.
How sensitive must it be between having somebody accuse you of extortion versus the threat they will have to expose you if you don't make changes? You become something that the person could charge you with extortion.
How sensitive are you asking, like me personally? I'm always concerned about making sure that everything is ironclad before I put it on TV. If I've got the goods, if I've got what I need, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to tell the story. As far as my own personal safety, like I always promised my husband I wouldn't investigate drug cartels or the mafia, and I broke that with El Rancho like way early on in my career. Thankfully, it's all good. But the biggest personal safety issue I even ever faced was someone from a pet shop slashing the tires of my news van because they were pissed at an investigation I was doing about their awful store. But you do have to have a very thick skin to do this. And I like to think that I have a soft heart, but a thick skin.
Darcy, thank you so much for joining us today. It's really an interesting program. I'd like to present you our Soul Power Award, which represents a pair of shoes to a needy child in your name. So, good. Oh, good. I'm sure he doesn't need them. Okay, everybody, please adjourn quickly outdoors, and Janice will tell you where to go. Meeting adjourned.